your central theme that the pipeline is not needed, hasn't FERC already addressed that issue of public need and necessity in October of last year? And what new information are you presenting here today that hasn't already been part of that discourse?
Well, nothing new. The point is, it was not part of the discourse. The issues I raised today I've been raising for years in comments with FERC. The certification that they issue is a certificate of public convenience and necessity, saying, making people believe that they actually evaluated that the pipeline was necessary and it was good for folks, right? Wouldn't you interpret a title like that?
I thought there was a commissioner that dissented that said they were frustrated with the process of FERC because it was, if they had a contract where they said that they had customers, that then they could go ahead, but it's really shady because the customers are subsidiaries of the actual company. So it's a lot of smoke and mirrors where there's no substance underneath it.
Here's how it works with FERC. All they look at is the existence of a contract for at least some of the capacity in the pipeline. It doesn't have to be all of it or most of it. They've approved pipelines that have had less than 50% of these contracts. But Frida's exactly right. In the case of both the pipelines in Virginia, those contracts were signed by companies controlled by the owners of the pipeline.
And they get a guaranteed rate of return.
And just the fact that a contract exists is not evidence that demand exists. I mean, look at the MVP. They had contracts for 100% of that capacity. 0.5% of it is actually going to an end user of the gas. Consolidated Edison, an owner of the MVP, signed a contract with their own utility to take 12.5% of the gas, to take 12.5% of the capacity of the pipeline. As soon as the FERC approval came in, Con Ed told the New York regulator, well, our contract with MVP has no value to our customers.
So then you can see, I'm sorry, go ahead.
If FERC would look behind these contracts, all they do is take them at face value. We have a piece of paper, yes, we have a piece of paper. Was it signed by someone that you could tell to sign it? Doesn't make any difference to us. All we want to do is see a piece of paper.
And I asked the question not in any way to attempt to belittle
Can I just add something there as far as, I just wanted to put in context what would be their motivation, what would be their incentive to have these subsidiaries that are signing the contract. Remember, they get that a return, a guaranteed rate of return on their investment. So that's where, and it's a separate thing that happened with SCANA with the nuclear, but there's people investigating criminal negligence as far as, you know, if they're being misleading to the public, there needs to be looked at like whether or not it's just unethical or if there might be criminal intent with it. I'm not a lawyer, I don't know the answer, but it sure doesn't seem up to snuff. I mean, it seems very suspect.